As you can see, I am in CODEX, but I can make cybersecurity without being locked. So here I just run cybersecurity against my own app and everything is running smoothly using Kimi. And in some other chats, I am using Cursor Grok 4.5. Yes, you don't dream. In CODEX, I am actually being able to switch inside the model, and here I can switch the model I want. I can even use a nice provider if you have Twitter Premium, Grok 4.5 in XAI. And as you can see, I can write and my chat is working. In order to set up all of this, you will need to use Open CODEX. So Grok 4.5 is just insane in CODEX. As you can see, my weekly limit is quite hard actually, because I have only 35% left and I have 4 days to wait. So I make this setup that enable me to don't spend that much token on the ChatGPT plans. In order to make this, it's really easy. Go in a new chat, basically, and ask, please set up. Here you will find the URL of Open CODEX for me with Anthropic, XAI, Cursor, Kimi, and any provider you want, okay? You just ask this and the agent will set up Open CODEX for you. But you may wonder, what is Open CODEX? Because this open source project is quite insane, okay? I need to say it, so let's open it. So Open CODEX just here is a repository. So I don't know why I'm in this Windows standalone exe. Anyway, we'll go to main. And this project will enable you to use any subscription in the CODEX app. And a full UI that enable you to make mapping and anything you want. So as you can see, you will be able to choose different model. So for example, Olama Minimax M.2.5 and anything. So this, I don't really know what is it anyway. You can set up all of this. As you can see, it's boring. No one wants to set up itself and no one set up anything itself anymore. So when you set up Open CODEX, you will have then a dashboard. So you have here my dashboard, Open CODEX, and this dashboard, it's quite insane because it's enable you to, for example, set up sub-agents. So me, the sub-agent I want is Grok 4.5. You can so route sub-agents, so you avoid to use your token for sub-agent. And for example, here, it's really useful to use XAI because if you have Twitter Premium, you have a lot of token and you can use here any sub-agent delegation model. So we can start Open CODEX, we can choose model for web search, Vision Sidecar just here in order to have this, and Shadow Call Intercept. So if you use 5.4. Here you can see that you can add any provider, and by talking about provider, here is the provider. You can add GitHub Copilot, Cursor, Anti-Gravity, Kimi, Kiro, Anthropic, and XAI. You can see that here I set up my provider. You can also add some other provider. So for example, here I can use OpenCode 3, or here I can use, where is OpenCode? It's funny, I don't see OpenCode. Okay, for example, boom, OpenCode Go, and you can set up your OpenCode Go API key. This is just so nice if you have OpenGo. Anyway, then you will have here OpenAI, Kimi, Cursor, and any provider. You can see all the limit. It's really useful to have a quick view of your limits. Then we can go in model, and this is the best way because you can enable only the model you want. So for example, here I enable only this 3. In Anthropic, I enable only this 4. In Cursor, only this 3. In Kimi, only this 3. So this I don't know if I should let. And in XAI, I enable this one. So it's really nice because then you can switch. You can also choose sub-agent model, as you can see, with this feature add sub-agent that we can use. You will have all the logs. So as you can see, Kimi Grok is actually working and we see all the log, all the statue, the duration. We can debug, just here, I don't know what is this for, but usage is really nice. Here you can see the provider I use the most, second one, third one. We can see that Terra really work a lot, and Grok 4.5, I am using it like crazy because I see that I have actually a lot of token for it. CODEX authentication, just here you can see that my weekly limit is not really happy. API and Claude just here. So this is really good, and this work like insane. Now you can see that I am playing a bit with the subagent. This is some stuff I try to understand, but in general, the model like Grok 4.5 is really good for most of debugging, resolving issue. He will resolve, and here I can mainly use, so here I was not using it by mistake, but I can mainly switch the model, make send, steer, and you will see that we will have a small message inside the conversation that we just switch the model, and this will help us to use, for example, our XAI Grok 4.5 token. And you can see that here all my agent is actually running on Grok 4.5. It's actually a great model because because we have free token of XAI, okay? You can see just here, weekly super Grok limit. So if you have premium on Twitter, you have super Grok. And when you have super Grok, you can basically use a lot of token. And we can have this weekly limit and use. And for all your subagents, it should be Grok. Everything should be Grok. That is not important because you have free limit literally on your account. So this is why I am switching all the agents just here with Grok. How is it working? Basically, to use the Open Codex, we will just use this OpenAI base URL that is just here. Here we have also the model catalog. So I guess this is the default one. Then maybe it's auto-generated by the Open Codex thing. So we have the catalog and we have the OpenAI base URL. So everything will be routed through Open Codex, and Open Codex will basically add all the configuration and stuff automatically. So this is really good, really easy to make it. And I really recommend you to set up this because using other model will avoid you to destroy your usage limit. It's simple and free.